You've got dreams, deadlines, and maybe a little bit of chaos, and we've got you. This is Fearless Journeys, Thriving on Campus, the podcast that keeps it real about what it's actually like to be a student today. Think stress hacks, study tips, awkward roommate moments, and mental health check-ins. Because thriving isn't about being perfect, it's about being brave enough to keep going.
Welcome back to Fearless Journeys, Thriving on Campus, the podcast that helps you survive and thrive in post-secondary life.
Perfect. Corinne, how you doing today, by the way?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. I, still working hard. Family's okay and doing well, so that's always good. How are your kids?
Also doing well. Just keeping busy.
Yeah.
Life's always busy with kids, I think.
I know, with small kids, just keeps you hopping, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about finding your people. So when you come into post-secondary institutions, you really need to kind of input yourself into the school and find the people that you need. So we're going to talk about why it matters, how to do it, maybe what kind of clubs or societies or student groups you can do that really does improve your mental health, helps you with motivation, kind of a sense of belonging. So I think that's where we're going to go today.
Yeah.
So what do you want to start with?
Well, how about we talk about the difference between surviving and belonging and why it's so important.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, surviving is one thing and it's quite stressful, right? And just to survive, but belonging, that's where I think we really protect our mental health.
Yeah. Like you said, it's stressful with surviving and it puts us into maybe that fight or flight response where we just adds on to our stress, aren't able to focus, aren't able to do what we want to, be happy like we want to.
Definitely. And I mean, that's for us. I mean, that's, October, November, we're kind of surviving.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We understand it.
Yeah.
It's busy.
That's
it's
busy
hard
time.
hard to not just survive.
Exactly. February, March, same thing, right? Just survival mode and just
get through it.
Get through and try and help as many people as we can.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what do you feel about belonging then? Like, how does that play with you?
So belonging, I think, is a basic human need,
right?
For most people. I think that it is finding those spaces where we fit, where we feel connected, where we have that reciprocal relationship with other beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even feeling accepted.
Yeah.
In a group or accepted by another person. And I don't think it has to be a group necessarily, right? I mean, it could just be one person, and that could be your connection.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of students that come in, let's say we have, I don't know how many students we have here, about 6,000 or so.
Yeah.
As long as we can connect one student to another, I think that's really beneficial.
Yeah. That's why I said connect to other beings. It could be like one other person, depending on a person's personality and needs.
True.
Yeah.
There's always, each person is individual and we all struggle with those connections sometimes. But I mean, we definitely know that being isolated is not good for you in many ways. And being connected really helps with, of course, your mental health, but also your success academically, helps with future goals.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would argue having those connections can benefit our academics, can benefit us pursuing our goals. When we do have those connections, one of the things, like I mentioned earlier, fight or flight, that stress response that we have, having a connection with at least one other person where we feel like we fit, we belong, that's that tend and befriend response.
Tend and befriend,
which is opposite to fight or flight and helps reduce those hormones that can relieve some of that stress. And it's not about sharing our stresses with those people necessarily. Right. It doesn't have to be that. It can, but it doesn't have to. It can also just be doing things you enjoy with people you enjoy.
Yeah, it's really not a matter of the depth of the relationship. It's the connection, right? So, I mean, we can have a very, meaningful conversation, or we can have just a supportive conversation that doesn't have to be deep or anything, but it's that connection, right? Yeah. Definitely. And, I guess in the past, things that make you feel belong in school is or feel like you belong in school is, just accessing different things. How about you for when you went to school? Have you any thoughts on your history in school and what those connections might have made, or personal story? How about that?
Yeah. When I was in school, I was one of those people who didn't need a lot of connections. I'm a more definitely introverted person.
A lone wolf.
Introverted, not lone wolf.
Oh, okay.
I do appreciate being around people.
Yeah.
But I only need a few really strong connections to feel okay.
Yeah.
So I think for me, because I am introverted, it did take a bit more effort to find those connections.
Yeah.
Luckily for me too, I did live somewhere where I still had connections, so I didn't necessarily have it at school.
Right.
I had it at home more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so through my slow process, I did find a couple of people, like-minded people in my program, and was able to find those connections and that common ground.
Yeah.
But I was definitely too shy to reach out to like groups and clubs and just get involved. That wasn't really who I was back then.
That wasn't where you are.
Yeah.
But you've changed.
Yeah. Now if I did it again, I would find those clubs. I would
Mm-hmm.
find those connections, that common interest, even finding things that I'm interested in where maybe there aren't. There are a variety of people just to learn new things.
Yeah.
Find different connections. Something I've learned about a lot in the last few years is those like incidental connections, I guess you could say, like not close friends or family, but people that recognize you,
Right.
may not know your name,
Yeah.
but maybe know a little bit about you, like going to the same coffee shop.
Right. Right.
They know my order. Something about that, I fit, I belong.
Yeah.
They recognize me.
Yeah. For sure.
So even
And-
just things like that.
And it's funny in school here, right? We there's so many people here, and you walk down the hallway and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And you see people that recognize you, and you don't recognize them necessarily.
Yeah.
And you got to think about where they are and
Yeah.
or what you've seen them at before, and it's quite interesting but those connections still make sense, right? They still work.
Yeah. Even if we're not sure, like you and I doing so many different things here.
Yeah.
Even if we're not sure where they're from, recognizing a person and acknowledging them.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. And even if you don't remember their name, which
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everybody who I walk by in the hallways that I don't know your name, probably. So if you do walk by me in the hallway, just say who you are again.
Yeah. I'm bad with
it's a
names
while.
too. My memory is not as good as it used to be.
What? You're kidding me.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
something
Isn't
happened.
that something, eh?
Yeah.
I remember when I was going to school here, I came as a mature student. So part of that was I kind of naturally gravitated to other mature students and made some of those connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the nursing classes that I was involved in, we kind of gradually kind of stuck with the older students.
Yes. Yeah.
I wasn't old, but I was older.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So where then are the best places to kind of make those connections? What do you think?
Well, I think it can be a variety of different things for people depending on like their personality and their comfort zone. We mentioned a little bit about clubs and groups and stuff. So finding those like-minded or interests that we have and getting connected with those. So those could be clubs that are academic, social, creative, gaming.
Yeah, there's tons of different clubs, right? I think here at the Lethbridge Polytechnic Student Association, they have a number of clubs. I mean, they have a Wildlife Society. They had a Young Adult and Singles Ministry Club. They had a Pride Alliance, nursing students, so many. They had a UFOlogy club, right? That was interesting. And a Cinema Roll Film Club. So there's quite a lot.
Yeah, so finding those things that are interesting to you and checking them out. Yeah.
And I really like the Student Association for that kind of stuff that they do because they're so, like I said, there's so many clubs, but they also have so many events that they put on
Yeah.
that help connect you,
Yeah.
right? There's also the recreational league that they run.
Yes.
Another good way, sports,
Yeah.
good way to make those connections here at the Polytechnic or at wherever your institution is,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, even just kind of tagging on to that. So it could be sports with the student association, But maybe even like going to those classes or the gym, if that's an interest, like that movement piece, where you can find like-minded people and get to know them.
What happens if you're like-minded sarcastically? That's a tough one. Can you find other sarcastic people to be friends with?
I'm sure you can.
I think you can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I found a few. Yeah, exactly, right? There's also things like cultural and faith-based stuff, right? I mean, here at our institution, we have faith-based groups and cultural groups, and it's actually a big community.
Well, and even, so we have those within the Polytech, but there's also those in the Lethbridge community. So like for cultural, maybe checking out the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association, and they have events that they hold, but they also are connected to various different ethnic groups. So if you reach out to them, they could direct you to the people that have those similar cultural backgrounds to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever like been to one of those events before?
I've been to like the stuff in Galt Gardens where they put on celebrations and stuff, and that's really fun.
Okay. Yeah.
I know they put on dinners.
Yeah, like
once
there's
a month.
Things like Latin Fest. I've heard. I've not been, but I've always wanted to. So I think at some point I shall.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which will be fun. Even when we think about some of the community involvement, they bring stuff to us too, right? And so those are good events to kind of get connected as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What else do you think?
Well, there's volunteering opportunities again. Yeah. So there is a volunteer hub. Is it on the website or?
Like the student crew?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So you connect through there and then you get to pick how much you can offer, what your interests are, that kind of thing, and get connected to various different things on campus.
And I like the student crew here that we have, the volunteer group, because you don't necessarily have to volunteer for something really high profile.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? It could be like folding laundry for the massage students.
Yes.
It could be something simple like that. Or it could be actually doing some of the Sphere Lab,
like the acting?
Yeah. Like
for the different scenarios.
Right? Now that's interesting if you're really into that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much to do there. Even the Student Association here, they use a lot of volunteers for a lot of the events that they have.
Yeah.
So another way to plug yourself in. Right? Anything else? What do you think?
Well, through wellness, we do have our
the ambassadors?
Student ambassadors, yeah. So I think you get connected through the volunteer thing.
I think they're separate, actually, I think. Anyways,
yeah,
that's another opportunity for sure.
And that's where you can, again, volunteer as much as you want to, like as little or as much as you want to. And it's kind of a mental health focus. Yeah. So if that's something you're passionate about, you can get involved with that and support the campus in creating a safer, more healthy, like mental health wise.
Yeah, like twofold,
space. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think even our Indigenous services here at our institution is going to be starting some volunteer work as well, or looking at getting some volunteers to help out, which is, again, a wonderful thing, right?
Yeah.
What else can we do with volunteering? I mean, there's community volunteering.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Volunteer Lethbridge would be one of the places where you could find a variety of different volunteer opportunities.
Yeah. And get connected that way. Even if you become an RA, right? I mean, our residents, staff rely on people in volunteering for that. It's a busy job, but you make a lot of connections. Right. So definitely you can find people that way. Absolutely. We talked about, events that are going on.
Yep.
I'm sure that pretty much any institution, any post-secondary institution has stuff like this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think all institutions are trying to create that welcoming environment where students feel like they belong, where they fit, where they find that like connection and growth and all of that within their campus.
So what would you suggest for somebody, let's say similar to yourself, who was very shy when you were going to school?
Yeah.
How do you feel what would be a suggestion to kind of get to that first meeting, to get to that first club, or, put yourself in a situation like that? without panicking.
Yeah. I think like looking and finding those things that you're really interested about or you like have knowledge about can be really helpful because it's a little less scary because you
Right.
already have that information. You already have an idea of what to expect. So
Yeah.
that's one way, like finding those things you know.
Like
so
a
it's
gaming
less,
club.
Yeah.
If you play games, right?
Yeah. So something like that. Or maybe if you have a friend in your class or you have a friend on campus and you want to check something out, but it's scary, seeing
Yeah.
if they might want to go with you. Or like, I remember one time in university or like in my post-secondary, I was going to, it was like a social event with my class, but it's still fairly early in my post-secondary. So I didn't really know anybody. But I did like talk to a friend and make sure they were going to be there and like when were they going to be there.
Yep.
And so I got there on time
You're right.
and then talked myself up in my car. And then once I got the nerve, like went inside and like found that person and then made a beeline to that person.
Right.
And then like it was awesome. I was so happy afterwards that I went, but like leading up to that, there was a lot of work I had to do to get there, to go into the building, to like.
So a lot of self-talk.
Yeah.
I'm going in. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And I
All
know
those
I've got
things,
somebody there. So,
Someone's
absolutely.
expecting me.
What if you try something and you don't like it, though?
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think like post-secondary can be a time where we do explore that a little bit more because we are there to learn. We're there to increase our knowledge, to increase our skills, to better our lives.
Right.
Right? So trying new things, and even if we don't like them or we're not good at them, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe that tells us this isn't our thing, or maybe it just means we need to practice a little more, because sometimes challenging ourselves, like going outside of that comfort zone, can be really, really beneficial.
Yeah. And like you said, practicing something is definitely beneficial to pretty much anything we do. But when we're talking about making those connections or finding people, you know, if you don't like something, you need to try something else.
Yeah.
Right? Just keep going. We don't really succeed unless we've failed.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Learn from our failures and figure out how to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, in my past, for sure, there's been tons of things that I've tried and didn't like. And again, it's just keep going. Keep finding something.
Yeah.
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 And we talked about sports and events and even workshops. Sometimes there's tons of workshops that go on. Here at Lethbridge Polytechnic, we have a Crafts and Connections.
Yes.
Good place. That's, you know, connections. That's the whole point of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Come be creative in some form. There's usually a few options, like a main theme, but a few options. And then, it's a great way to be doing something, but still connecting with other people. So maybe a little less scary, maybe a little less on the line for us because we're like focused on something, but still maybe chatting with others.
Yeah. What other kind of workshops do we do here? We do quite a bit.
We do. Yeah. Within wellness, we have a lot of workshops and presentations to support mental health, like how to manage stress, your QPR that you do. We sometimes do nutrition and like how to eat well on a small budget.
Yeah. Even going to start up how to be an adult.
Yes.
That's definitely handy,
Adulting
right?
101. Yeah.
So we'll definitely have some connections made there.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully I'll learn something.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I've learned how to be an adult yet, but I try.
I think we're all just stumbling through, doing our best.
We do our best. Definitely. Today we have a special guest with us. We have Katie Jo Hatfield. She's a former student, has graduated now. Really, what we're doing is just trying to find what your experience is coming into post-secondary. Maybe tell us kind of where you started when you first got here, how you felt and how you felt coming in and maybe not knowing anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I took a couple years off from high school.
Okay.
So I wasn't used to being a student. I also graduated COVID era.
Oh, yes.
So it had been like 5 years since I had been in a classroom environment.
Yeah.
And I was pretty nervous to come back to it. And the first semester or so was like you said, not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
Like it was go to class and leave. I was focused on my studies, trying to find my way of doing things.
Right.
And socializing just wasn't a priority at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like also everybody was kind of feeling introverted. I didn't realize that all of the people that I was in class with, it was their first semester too.
Yeah. Yeah. And coming out of COVID,
Totally.
probably, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of feeling a little introverted, sit a space away from everybody.
Yeah.
Group work is kind of like pulling answers out of people.
Yeah, for sure.
But it definitely got easier as time went on, and kind of focusing on my studies and trying to, like I said, find my way of doing things was what I focused on and really helped me
Yeah.
I wasn't too bothered by everybody's maybe introversion
Right.
in the first semester.
Yeah. And so do you actually, consider yourself an introvert then?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say I present as an introvert. Like I would sit at the back of the classroom.
Right.
At the edge.
At the very edge,
So
you
there's
can
only the possibility that one
run away.
person sits next to you, and I could run away. So definitely to other people in social environments, I am a bit of an introvert.
Okay.
Introvert kind of waited for people to approach me
Yes.
rather than approaching others.
Yeah. And I think we see that a lot. We see that, a lot of students coming into post-secondary do have that same feeling of, I don't really know anybody and I'm just going to focus.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's to get that gumption to start talking to people is hard.
Yeah,
right?
definitely nerve-wracking
Yeah.
in the first semester.
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit of background. So what program are you in? Or were you in, I should say?
I just graduated from the business management stream with a diploma in business administration.
Okay.
And now I'm continuing to the university with the 2+2 program to get
Nice.
a bachelor's in management.
Nice. And so basically, once you're done, you're got the world wide open to you. Some CEO of a
so.
bank or something like that at some point.
Something like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? And going into university now, I know you haven't started, quite yet. You're kind of in that new, first month. How do you feel going in?
I am feeling those first semester nerves
Okay.
all over again.
Yeah.
Just, I think the difference between the Polytechnic and the university, a lot of people have made it out to be a huge difference.
Yes.
The huge class sizes,
Yeah.
the instructors may not know your names, the difference between even stuff like Canvas
Right.
and Moodle.
Yeah.
So there's just so many little things that I need to navigate.
Yeah.
And I've had reassurance from people that it's doable. Of
Oh,
course,
yes.
it'll be fine.
Yes.
But I'm definitely feeling nervous again, just
Yeah.
like I was.
And it's interesting that you do, right? I mean, and I think that's the same with anything we start. We're going to have that little bit of nerves. We're going to have little, somewhat excitement, but also, what do I do?
I'm trying to call it excitement
Yes.
rather than nervousness,
Yes,
right?
for sure, definitely. So tell us then how, when you came in for your first semester, and kind of the progression of how you got to know people.
Definitely. What I didn't realize during my first semester is that I would follow this same group
Okay.
of people
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yes.
So the second semester, it was like, oh, I was in a class with you last semester.
Mm-hmm.
And by the third semester, it was like, oh, I have a class with the same 30 people
Right.
all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it definitely became familiar between everybody.
Yeah.
People knew my name. I knew theirs. It was, there was really a sense of camaraderie,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. We all helped each other on assignments.
Nice.
The IB Commons is definitely a place for business students. And I hung out there a lot with
Yeah.
many other people. And it was just a great place to chat with people and escape from school, but not only that, but get help on school.
Right.
Because there are people to bounce ideas off of and say, I don't really know what I'm doing. Can you help
Exactly.
me? So, yeah.
So basically, you kind of, because you're in the same group, and I think you find that with all post-secondary students, you'll have that same group of people you'll travel with because you're in all in the same program. So that was one thing that kind of made things easier. What else might have come up that kind of increased your socialness, I guess, or getting to know other people,
The LPSA,
right? Okay, Student Association.
the student association here, I had noticed their posters and their events all over social media in my first year.
Okay,
And just even posted around the hallways. They do free breakfast. They do
Right.
a lot of just outreach
Yeah.
and trying to promote themselves.
a lot of activities.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I had noticed that, but like I said, I was too focused on my studies and I didn't really want to put myself out there.
Yeah,
So I didn't go to any of the events. But during, like, it was the first week of my second year, they did a welcome back bash.
okay,
And I decided to attend, and I even asked to help volunteer.
right. That's
And
nice.
they were just so welcoming and had a place for me and a job for me. And yeah, I'd kind of been in their atmosphere, maybe like talking to a couple of the people that were in the LPSA before I started to get involved.
Yeah,
But yeah, I met so many new people
yeah,
through doing that.
yeah.
That it pushed me to run for Students Association, and that really changed everything.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and I think that is, like you said, a great way to introduce yourself to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just being involved with different events that come on campus is a great way of meeting new people.
Yeah, it was great to be at the events and see people I knew, meet new people. You're really kind of in your program,
Right.
especially in the business program. I
Yeah.
found like I'm in the IB building.
Yeah, that you're like all your classes in one building,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm separated from the rest
Yeah.
of the school. But I definitely, it's so nice to meet people who you wouldn't meet otherwise through classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really great. And then campaigning,
Okay.
actually having to introduce myself to people
Yeah.
like forcefully,
Yeah.
that was definitely a big icebreaker.
Yeah. Really out of your comfort zone. in a
Definitely
sense?
out
Yeah.
of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I tried to do a lot of public speaking. And yeah, my heart would race every single time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I said, just a great way to meet people, and people were so accepting
Yeah.
and receptive.
Nice. Yeah.
I felt really welcomed
Yeah.
doing all of that and
That's
encouraged.
really good. Yeah. What might have been some really kind of great aha moments? Some like, oh, okay, now I get it, or now I've got this connection.
Like I said, it was probably my third semester, so the beginning of my second year,
Right.
realizing that I was going to be with this group of people
Yeah.
for another year. Like I knew so many of the people in my class, and it was really a comfortable environment, a place where I felt comfortable speaking up, raising
Right.
my hand. Like just class became very different.
Okay.
Because everybody in the room was much more comfortable with one another.
Yeah.
There was just a lot more engagement from everybody. People coming out of their shell. Group work felt easier.
Right.
Like it just really settled in the second year.
Yeah. So it's not only, necessarily putting yourself out there, but you got that familiarity, that comfortableness with the group of people that you're in school with for 2 years. Plus you're doing the group work. And I think group work is a big thing that helps you kind of know people a little bit better.
Yeah, group work.
Yeah.
I might not be a fan of it
No,
in many regards.
I don't think anybody likes it.
Yeah. There's always jokes whenever there's group work about how many
Yeah.
groans are
Yeah,
going through the
that's
classroom.
right.
But there is purpose to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do get to know people, and it's nice to be able to have a casual conversation with somebody in the hallways.
Yeah.
That just because you have a acquaintanceship with them through group work, yeah, like I said, the group really got familiar with each other.
Yeah. Do you have any connection with these students now?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, many students I still go out for dinner with,
Right.
talk to on social media. So many people I'm
Yeah.
friends with on social media, but
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
count, right? But yeah, I do still see many of these people on a regular basis.
That's a great thing, right? They not only are you getting out there, but you're having relationships with people that will last.
Yeah, and the good thing about my program, this business management and the 2+2, continuing on to the university, there are 20 plus people that are moving to the university with me.
Wow. So you'll be all in the same class still.
I hope so.
Yeah. Plus another 40.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Plus so many more.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. You'll get to know even more people.
Yep.
Yeah. So kind of a takeaway on your experience, what would you say to somebody who's coming in their first semester? What would you encourage somebody to do?
After feeling comfortable, finding your groove, finding your way of doing things, feeling like you've got your academics under control,
Yeah.
definitely go to the LPSA events,
Right.
put yourself out there, make those awkward conversation connections,
Right.
Everything I think just fell into place.
Yeah.
And hanging out with the LPSA, like that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
They're there to create a fun environment, even if people are feeling awkward.
Yeah.
They're there to talk to the person who may not look like they know what they're doing. And I met so many awesome people that I still talk to because of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's
their
great.
office is right across from the library.
Yeah.
Their events in the cave.
Mhm.
It really became a second home for
Yeah.
me. And the thing about that, I was on student council,
Yeah.
but so many of the people that were in the office weren't. They
Okay.
were just students who really liked being there, and the LPSA had work for them,
Right.
jobs for them, volunteering. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, volunteering, awesome. Right? Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you, Katie Jo, for giving us your experience and for, I guess, encouraging whoever's going to listen to this, hopefully a lot of people.
I hope so.
Right? You'll have to spread it around. So, thank you for encouraging others, and I hope all the best in your next 2 years.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having me. It will, whatever happens will happen.
Yeah.
And I bet it will end up just like my time at the Polytechnic,
Yeah.
right? I'm having those first day nerves, but it'll all work out.
Yeah. The excitement will lead to relationships.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Definitely will.
Definitely.
So, what are some common challenges that people might experience?
Well, I think that I see a lot of is, a lot of social anxiety. And you've mentioned that for your past, even myself, even though I'm quite, loud and rambunctious sometimes, I, have had times where, I've had some social anxiety. I don't really want to be around people. I feel anxious to be around people. And so I think that can definitely be a big challenge. What else do you think?
Maybe adjusting to a new cultural environment.
Oh, yeah.
Like
absolutely.
for our newcomers or our international students, even students from other provinces.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a culture shock coming from maybe the East Coast coming out west here.
Well, and even coming from a really small town to Lethbridge could
Yep.
be a bit of a culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a barrier, figuring out what to pick from all the options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or even like figuring out what these options mean. Like, what even is this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, there are cultural differences no matter where you're from, going somewhere different, starting out in life, going from home to a new city and a new town and, trying to survive without, not a lot of connection definitely
Yeah.
is a bit of a challenge. And, in a sense, you kind of feel a bit like an outsider, which is hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that opposite of belonging.
Yeah.
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 We don't have those connections or those hormones that'll help us
Yeah.
reduce
sure.
our stress.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned, some of the things that we can fight that with is, like you said, that friend that was there for you.
Yeah.
Just kind of going with a friend. If you know somebody, going with a friend. I mean, you find that in your classes, we get a lot of these instructors that force us to work together.
Yes.
Oh, I hated
Yeah,
that.
group
right?
work,
Yeah,
yeah.
group work.
Yeah.
Didn't like, but
It's really beneficial.
it's beneficial, and it actually, in my schooling, that was a way that I've made a lot of connections.
Yes.
And I still have connections with those people,
Yeah.
even though that schooling was
A while
a
ago.
few years ago.
Just a couple.
A couple, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. I mean, you could also talk to some of the club leaders. You could talk to some of the people at a student association or like in wellness services, you can talk to one of us there and find out what resources there are for you for sure.
Well, and even just to add to that, like maybe somebody who's experiencing social anxiety, going to a place, talking to someone in person might be a barrier. We can email. We can like reach out that way and connect. So that's another way to get that information to help reduce that anxiety about what am I walking into?
Yeah, for sure. I find that our residence assistants, our RAs here, actually play a huge role in some of those connections because our residence services, they put on a lot of events too.
Yes.
Right. And RAs will help those that they recognize are,
a little hesitant.
Hesitant, social anxiety, and they will, invite them and meet them there. And I think that's a great thing. So not only if you're, struggling to make connection and you become an RA, wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're actually helping other people
Yep.
who come into these events. And so definitely fighting that barrier. Right?
Yeah.
Other services here too. I mean, there's, Indigenous services. We have international
student supports.
Thank you. Yeah, student sports. So a lot of different things going on, and you can reach out to one person, even if you're struggling. Just say, "Hey, I need to do something." And
I think too, because our campus isn't super huge, reaching out to anybody, and they can get you connected to the right supports, the right groups, the right connections. Like if they don't know, likely they know someone who might know, or they know the group that might be a fit, and they can refer you. So reaching out to the people that you are connected to, maybe even an instructor that you feel like could be a support, asking them like, I need a little more social connection. Do you have any recommendations?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely tons of ways that we can connect people. And that, if you're one of those students who are really struggling out there, just, I'm going to say, bite the bullet. Can we say that? Is that improper? I think it's a good one. I don't know where that saying comes from, but, just try. Just reach out and ask somebody what you can do, kind of thing, and get connected.
Well, and two, like there is this idea that discomfort tells us that whatever that is bad, or we shouldn't do it, which isn't true 100% of the time. Sometimes that discomfort is us trying to grow, is us trying to find new things.
Yeah.
So like understanding that piece, that discomfort doesn't always mean this is bad for me. It means this is new and unknown.
And it's okay to kind of sit in that discomfort.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's okay. I mean, that feeling that you're going to have in that discomfort probably won't last more than 5 minutes at tops anyways.
Yes.
Probably more like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yes.
But I mean, it's okay. Just sit with it and then move on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes naming it.
Yeah.
Sitting with it, and then we can move forward.
Feelings.
Yeah. Feelings so important.
So important. Man, I got to try that sometime. Definitely. So some tips. Okay. One surprising place that you can meet people. Anything? Any thoughts?
Buying your coffee.
Yes, buying your coffee. You know what? That's exactly what I was thinking of. Standing in line at Tim Hortons.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Even first thing that came to mind was a grocery store.
Yes.
Like that is a random place to meet a person, but it is possible.
It is. I mean, I think, wasn't that the big, you meet your future spouse in a grocery store?
Yes, I think I've heard that.
I don't know if
I don't know what that, I don't know if
that's
rumor
true
or true,
not.
but yeah.
But definitely standing in line at the coffee shop or in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to just say, oh, what are you going to have today?
Yes.
And just have that conversation start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What about one tip for those introverts? What would you say to one of those introverts? I think we're all introverts, but yeah.
I have two.
Sure, I like that. It's even better than my one.
Like I mentioned before, finding that person that you can go to things with.
Yeah.
That would be one. Or, like we mentioned, sitting with that discomfort.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. And doing that new experience or trying that different thing that you haven't tried before can be really beneficial.
Yeah.
Can help us grow, can help us experience a sense of accomplishment, which is so cool. Like it's that it's actually, there's a word for that. It's called eustress, which is
yes.
EUSTRESS,
That's right.
which is good stress.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's good stress? What are you talking about?
Good stress.
Wow.
So like that feeling of accomplishment, of trying something difficult and doing it, like accomplishing it.
Yeah. And there's a feeling of accomplishment, right? It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Definitely worth the stress.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was gonna say too, you know, riding on the coattails of somebody, again, finding that person or what have you that you can just, you know, with permission, follow along and with consent, follow along and go to different events or try different things, or even in class, sitting beside the same person in class sometimes is like, even though you might not have that instant connection, it could lead to something, right?
Well, I think even just sitting next to the same person in class, even if you don't become friends, there's still that belonging and that comfort.
Yeah.
Like they recognize you. They know that you sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's everywhere though. Like in church, people will sit in the same spot every week.
I teach yoga classes and people have their spots.
They have their spots. And if you're in that spot,
yeah,
right?
So uncomfortable.
I like sometimes is to change my spot just to do that.
Yeah,
that is kind of fun for sure. Another thing too, like on you know, for a tip for those introverts, you mentioned emailing, but you can also do like some online stuff.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're doing gaming online, you know, I don't recommend gaming forever and ever, but that could just be a way of being social and making that connection.
Yeah.
Right?
I did do a bit of research, and that was one of the things, like even though online isn't the most recommended, it can still be beneficial.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of you know, electronics and being plugged in, although I spend way too much time myself plugged in. You know, it doesn't necessarily connect you as much as you would think. It's more of an isolating thing, but you can still make those connections. And it could just be the start of making those connections and moving into like a real, you know, in-person connection. What about one thing not to worry about? What would be one thing that you wouldn't worry about?
Don't care what other people think.
Yeah. Right? How do we do that, right? Like,
that's a lot of practice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of like self-talk and
it is
changing it. But yeah, because really what other people think is more about them than us.
Absolutely.
And it's not any of our business.
Yeah.
So trying to really just focus on us, why we want this, why this will be beneficial.
I think the more outgoing a person seems, I think sometimes those individuals kind of get that concept a little bit.
Yeah.
Not everybody, obviously, but I think that those more confident people with more confidence, they get the fact that you don't, you know, have to feel that
other people's thoughts,
the judging kind of thing,
impact you or
I feel like I'm being judged.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that comes with age too.
Oh yeah, I think so. Like, you know, the older I get, the less I care what people think about me, right? So yeah. I don't know if that's good. Sometimes maybe it is. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it gets me in trouble.
Yeah, I can see how that could happen.
Are you saying you see me getting in
trouble?
No,
not at all.
Yeah,
never.
I'm just checking. Never. I saw that look. One thing I think is don't worry about perfection.
Yes.
I mean, we come into situations and a lot of us are like, I've got to do this right. But you know what? Don't worry about perfection. And perfection just keeps you from other people. So I think if we don't worry about it so much, we can make more connections with people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Knowing that we might mess up, everybody does.
Yeah.
And we can learn and grow from that.
Yeah.
Things won't be completely damaged.
That's right. Like I always tell students, don't worry about your GPA. Well, a little bit. But don't worry if you get a 4.0 or a 3.8 or you know, a 2.9. It doesn't make that much of a difference in your life.
Yes.
Right. Do the best you can, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, do your best, whatever that looks like.
You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because perfect's not possible.
Oh, well, I come close. No, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not possible. So true. So true. What about a win from getting involved? What would be a good win?
I think having, like, reducing our stress. Like, I think that's the biggest win.
Yeah.
we know that post-secondary is so stressful that they're like, especially October, November, February, March, we know that stress levels are high. We know that there's a lot of deadlines and projects and assignments and tests and all that stuff. So having that connection to reduce that stress is a huge win.
Yeah, definitely a big win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I'm going right out left wing here. I'm going to say marriage. Huh? How
With
about
that
that?
connection?
Making a connection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get a girlfriend, boyfriend,
Yeah.
you get married. Hey,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
a
Having
lot
that
of
person.
a lot of people in school. They'll
Yes.
get relationships out of it.
Yeah.
But don't go to school because of that.
No,
No,
that would put a lot of pressure.
that would, wouldn't it? Definitely. It's so funny.
Yeah.
What about anything else? What do you think? Another win? I think the win for me is just that you feel good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a connection and you feel good. And I mean, it's the decrease in stress, definitely. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're all looking to feel good,
Yeah.
right?
And belong.
And belong. So the whole point is belonging. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to help people get that connection. Hey,
Yeah.
and if you're, one of those more outgoing people, although I think 90% of us are introverted, but if you're one of those more outgoing introverts, help somebody else get
Yes.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, people who are not afraid of connecting with others as much,
Yeah.
use that opportunity, use that strength to
Uh-huh.
help connect others who might look like maybe they look like they're struggling.
Yeah.
You could reach out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, should we wrap it up for the day?
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
Yeah. So remember, everyone, you don't need to know where you belong to start showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a space for you on campus. There's a space anywhere. And even if you have to make that space yourself, make that space for sure.
So try one new thing this week, just one, and let us know how it goes. Send us an email, drop into Wellness.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, definitely respond in the comment section. I think we have a comment section on our website. I hope. Anyways, we'll see. Anyways, if not, I'll put one up. Yeah, so let us know how it goes. And next time we meet, we're going to talk about looking at mastering open book exams. There's a lot of thoughts around that, so I think it's going to be really interesting to kind of dip into that a little bit and how do we master those things. So definitely, subscribe to us, leave a review, share this with a friend. Definitely share it with friends. Make those connections.
And your friends don't have to be at the Polytech. They could be other post-secondary or just friends you think might benefit.
Absolutely. I mean, you probably know people taking post-secondary education somewhere. Send it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, connect with them. For sure. So until next time, this is Fearless Journeys Thriving on Campus. We're glad to be here. Again, I'm Steve and my wonderful co-host,
Corinne,
Rin.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, have a great
Rest of your day.
rest of your day.